Now let's talk about the do's and don'ts. First do is you gotta moisturize your locks, but you gotta moisturize them carefully. Don't use conditioner. Some people do use conditioner with their locks. I'm just not the one to do that because I don't want to play with buildup. So if it works for you, works for you. Again, everyone's lock journey is unique. So if that works for you, hey. But for me, I will not be using conditioner. But I will continue to moisturize by doing hot oil treatments. I posted this video, I think it's a little short video, but it's basically like my leave-in conditioner mix that I've been using even presently. Like I still do my aloe vera juice mixed with my essential oils and water, but in that video I also mix in rose water. I don't really mix the rose water in anymore just because find the aloe vera juice, it lasts in the fridge for like a year versus the rose water kind of runs out more frequently, so I'm just kind of lazy. But if you really want to get your moisture up in your locks, check this out. You gotta moisturize regularly. Hot oil treatments and leave-in conditioner spray daily is all you really need. Another do is you want to keep your scalp clean. This was a tricky one for me because, like I mentioned before, in the early stages of my locks and the budding and the roots, like I didn't really want to wash my hair because I wanted to retwist it again, because that took forever. Because like the parts, I'd always have to repart because it was just so thick and it wasn't growing in the lock and it was just too much. But it's really important to keep your scalp clean, so I would recommend washing your hair at least every 2 weeks. Any longer than that is kind of pushing it, but if you really want to push it, no more than a month. If you go longer than a month without washing your hair, I don't know how you survive, because my scalp be itching and I see the gunk under my nails. It's kind of gross. Keep your scalp clean, and if you don't want to have to retwist your hair all the time, if your locks are similar to mine, then definitely do that 2-strand twist hairstyle and wash in between and you'll be fine. Another do is you want to protect your locks, so that can mean wearing a satin scarf or a bonnet to sleep. And honestly, that's about it when it comes to protecting your locks, because it's already kind of like a protective style, I guess. I mean, if you want to go overboard and like braid your locks down to keep the moisture in, you can. But I just let my locks be free, you know what I'm saying? Sleep with a satin scarf, satin bonnet, and even a satin pillowcase. I do satin pillowcase and like a satin scarf / bonnet. You can do one or the other, but I like to do both just because the satin pillowcase is actually really good for your skin. And the last do is to listen to your hair, which ties back into the lesson of your locks are unique. Some people might be able to moisturize their hair with like a spritz once a week, but generally it's best to do it daily. But if you find that you don't need to moisturize your hair every day, if you want to skip a day and you notice your hair is fine, you can do that. You just gotta listen to your hair. It's like a plant, honestly. It's the only plant I could keep alive. But anyway, if your locks like conditioner, go for it, you know? But if it doesn't, cut it out. So listen to your locks, listen to how your hair feels, and trust the process. So now let's get into the don'ts. Don't overdo products. Don't become a product junkie. You don't need to do it. You wanted locks for the simplicity, right? So why are you getting all these products? Yeah, all you really need is your leave-in conditioner spray, some oil, if you want to switch up the type of oils you use. If you want to do avocado oil 1 month, coconut oil the next, you could do that. But just don't go buying a bunch of creams and stuff that's gonna build up your hair, because you don't need it. You don't need it. You're free. You got your locks. You're free now. I will say it's important to figure out what kind of lock gel works the best for your hair. That was something that took me some time to figure out. Initially, I was doing aloe vera gel straight from the plant, you know, real bad man things. I'm half Jamaican, okay? Half St. Kitts, okay? So anyways, I was really into my natural bag. I was using aloe vera gel, but it wasn't holding my hair as much. And then one time, oh my gosh, I had blended it, but then I didn't like dilute it or whatever. And so I had all these white flakes in my scalp, in my locks. and so I had to like comb them out, and it was just so bad. I was worried I was gonna have to cut out my locks, but thankfully it all got out and I'm fine. Yeah, so I was like, no more aloe vera gel for me. And then I tried out making flaxseed gel from scratch, which I think I made a video about that here. Yeah, I tried doing that, and the flaxseed gel was a vibe. It did have a good hold, but it was very drying. Even when I mixed in like oil, it was still like too crisp. So it worked for a bit, but then I was like, okay, let me try something different. And when I started going to my loctician, she put me onto the lock-in gel, which I use even now. A few months ago, or earlier this year, I stopped using the lock-in gel because I noticed I started getting breakouts on my forehead, and I thought that was the cause, but it wasn't, thankfully, because I had switched to Talia Wajid's lock gel, which it was okay, but it just didn't have enough hold for me, and it also was a little bit flaky. So it's a nice gel if you're in between retwists and you just want to touch up the front real quick, but if you want to like retwist the whole thing and have it last, it's just not something I'd recommend. But again, what works for me might not work for you, what works for you might not work for me. So yeah, I keep it simple with my lock-in gel, my leave-in conditioner, and my shampoo. Oh my gosh, shampoo. I like to use a shampoo that has sulfates in it. I feel like that really cleanses your hair, and when it comes to locks, you're not washing your hair that often, so when you do wash it, it's okay to use something harsh just to get all of that stuff out of it and make sure it's truly clean. The shampoo that I like to use is Trader Joe's tea tree shampoo. It just makes my scalp feel so good. The peppermint, it's just so nice. I did start using Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap as well, but I kind of stopped doing that since I started using the Trader Joe's tea tree shampoo. But either or are good. And I also like to use my Ouai apple cider vinegar detox shampoo at least like once every other month, because that's more of like a detox. Okay, so my next don't is to don't over manipulate your hair. This ties into accepting and being patient with your locks. Locks aren't always going to be laid. This is only going to last me probably another day, and I just retwisted it yesterday. So I've learned to accept the bushy look, and I kind of like it. But I'm digging this bust down right now, honestly. You gotta learn how to accept the bushiness, otherwise you're gonna be constantly retwisting your hair, laying down your edges, and then that's gonna produce thinning. So don't over manipulate your locks. And another way you can over manipulate is by doing really tight hairstyles. My hair is really thick and quite heavy, so I don't really like doing updos just because it's too much tension, not just on my scalp, but just on my head. Like, it just hurts after a while. You gotta know what kind of styles work for you, and for me personally, updos and really tight styles just isn't it. Okay, my next don't is don't rush the process. You gotta trust the process. Your lock journey is a journey. There's gonna be ups, there's gonna be downs. You gotta just learn to just go with the flow and accept your locks with how they are. And they're gonna have different stages. The beginning stage is fun because you're like, oh, I'm starting my locks. Look at the budding, it's growing. And at first you're gonna be excited to see the budding, and then eventually you're gonna be like, oh, I'm tired of this budding. It's a journey, you know? I mean, I'm just so shocked at how much my hair has grown and where I am today. Because I dreamed of this moment, and now I'm here. Trust the process and don't rush it, because one day you're gonna have the little itty bitties, and the next day you're gonna have a bust down. It's gonna happen like overnight. So trust the process. And then my last don't is to stay away from harmful things, which would be like dyeing your locks, bleaching your locks. Some people could dye their locks safely and maybe bleach their hair safely, but I don't really think you could bleach your locks safely. But I don't know much about coloring. I haven't colored my hair, or at least I haven't colored my locks before. If you go to a professional who knows what they're doing, you can dye your locks, but it is a dangerous game, because I've seen a lot of horror stories of people who bleach their locks and they're all thin and dry and falling out, and so I just don't want to mess with that personally. But if you go to a professional who knows what they're doing, and you've seen their work and you've seen the people who they've worked on and their locks are thriving, then then hey. But try not to do harsh chemicals, try not to over manipulate your hair, try not to retwist it too tightly either. That's a big thing, because then that's too much tension and then that could produce thinning. Thank you guys for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.